I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.
All right. I forgot to add two more videos into the description box. One, y'all, you go into the description box, you'll see Edward Anderson, and then in another video by SWP. I meant to add one from Auntie's video called "Dumb versus Dumber," and I was going to add another one. Let me go ahead and say this. I'm going to be very clear what I'm about to say. I hope, wrong word. Hope is not the word. There's a part of me, let me put it in a better way. A part of me wish that America, that Donald Trump get us into World War III. All these videos, y'all claim y'all want to change the culture. Y'all claim you want to change the culture. But then y'all don't want to exercise what needs to be done. Shame, blame, and explain is a weak, punk-made, milquetoast move. We got so many things going on around this world, but then you're trying to police what these women say. You see, y'all claim y'all for the community. Y'all claim y'all for this, but then when it's time to lobby or enact something, y'all are never there. You Negroes are never there. But then y'all get mad that the women show up. If you go to Atlanta, Fulton County, Georgia, if you go to Houston, Texas, Harris County, both these cities have something in common. Look at the judges. If you get arrested in Houston, if you get arrested in Atlanta, who's behind that bench? You or her? You Negroes act like coming on YouTube is changing the world. Y'all act like shame, blame, and explain is the best thing since sliced bread and checking the female. While everybody else is taking care of business, you are not. Because you're too busy trying to SBE, shame, blame, and that goddamn explain. How many years? I know I've been making videos since 2014, right? 2013, 2014. Why is it that the both of you are still stuck on this premise about what she ain't doing for you? See, everybody else who was mad when they was in their 20s and 30s, most of us moved on. Okay? Most of us got up and we went to school. Some of us went ahead and got into law. Some of us got into business. Some of us got into, well, among other things. But where is y'all at? Trying to be the voice of the everyday brother. And you think that this microphone is some pathway to power. No, it's not. You see, in the next 15 years from now, America is going to be attacked. Okay? Because I said this when Maduro got captured. And I said back in January, America is going to be attacked in the next between the next 5 and 15 years behind this. And then come to find out, we're in Iran. Come to find out, we're sending we dropping rockets, shooting rockets in that in Nigeria. We're blockading Cuba. And then y'all show up on the Anton Daniels live stream. And then y'all beef about what Anton is doing. You see, when it comes to black male leadership, I mean, according to y'all's argument, not the argument of real life, because I can walk outside, I don't see black men having these problems like this coming outside. You know, people ain't worried about that. But to the logic of the internet, come in the confines of black YouTube, hence the title Big J versus Black YouTube. You know, I have a such disdain for black YouTube. I really do. Because the so-called men who say that they want to be leaders. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Something. Anyway, where I was at. And shout out to Silent J who's in the chat room because he mentions, listen, gas went up. Yes, gas did went up from $2.35 to almost $4, especially where I'm at. How long are you Negroes will still talk about what Anton and his woman doing? How long are you Negroes gonna sit there and talk about endlessly about what the black woman is and isn't doing? Yet you want the world to gravitate under your leadership. The world is falling apart, but you wonder what Keisha doing. Let me help you out, right? First of all, let me help you out. Keisha ain't shit. Let me sit here and say this right now. Keisha ain't shit. So to you two Negroes who are making these videos and Edward, since Edward Anderson is screaming and yelling at the 23-minute mark, shout out to V Dub Boogie for sharing that on his community tag. That was funny. That was funny. Listen to Edward Anderson crash out. But at the same time, while it was funny, while it was funny hearing Edward Anderson crash the fuck out, my thing is, you're old. You're about 40. You're older the age of 35, and you're still doing this when you was 20. Edward been doing this since he was in his 20s. But yet you want the world to respect you as a man. And I ain't just talking about Edward. I'm talking about the entire goddamn thing. I'm talking about the Antons, the Tommies, the and so forth. The BGS of the world. The world is not going to respect you. It won't. The world is never going to respect you. The world is not going to give you any flowers. The world is not going to sit there and say, yes, man, when I turn on YouTube, he was one of the best thought leaders online. No, you're not a thought leader. Because to be an influencer and try to bring influence, you have to evolve and adapt. And then urge others to avoid your issues. And then a lot of y'all come on YouTube and then y'all write books. Sergeant Willie P has a book called The Black Matriarchy. Anger Man has a book called The Standard. Obsidian has 2-3 books about, about his, the gospel of Kevin Samuels. And then you got that guy from Chicago whose name I ain't gonna mention because he doesn't deserve to be mentioned because he like to touch little girls. He went to prison for touching on a 12-year-old white girl. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I ain't saying his name. His name should not be uttered at all. He wrote a book. Bama Tumbe wrote a book called Negro Wars. Now, if you read all these books, and I read some of these books, you expect the world to seek your leadership. People don't need books. People need policy. If you don't got policy, then your book and what you're talking about don't mean shit. It doesn't. Now, before some idiot said, what about you, Big J? Now, I got my policies. There's been videos on that already. Y'all don't read. Y'all don't why watch those videos. How the end the educational gap. Create an infrastructure bank. Trade policies. See, y'all don't watch those videos because it's not sexy. I'm not here denigrating black women in those videos. And in fact, women is not even mentioned. Gender is not even mentioned. And barely race is even mentioned, well, except for my infrastructure bank, though. Yeah, race is mentioned because the only people who are going to get the dividends are people who are descendants of slaves, but that's a whole other issue. This is lazy. Okay. Y'all are trapped in an ideological loop because y'all are too lazy to think outside of the box. You can't sit there and expect the world to listen to what you got to say when some of the problems that like y'all mentioned has been solved. Child support issue has been largely been solved. Fraternal fraud has been fraud. Has been, I mean, fraternity fraud has been solved. It's been solved years ago, and I did a video on that. I did a video on that years ago, and y'all still try to tell me, oh, I'm wrong when I'm telling you it's been solved. See, they don't want you. No, scratch that. Scratch that. You want people to be as miserable as you. That's right. You want the world and other black men and other men as well to be as just as miserable as you. Rather than going outside and touch some grass instead of getting up in the car, screaming, yelling, running over animals, running over somebody's dog, somebody's cat in a car, and going off the curvert into a ditch. You're minoring in the majors and majoring in the minors. And no, minoring in the majors and majoring in the minors. The real reason why men are the way they are in the latter part of the 20th century and the early part of the 21st century is by design, not by what women are doing. What's going on, Mike V? Did like you covered the debate between? No, I sure haven't. I don't. First of all, fuck those two. Okay. No, I haven't. And when was this? When was this, Mike? But you can't expect to have black male leadership or black men looked upon as leaders. See, I said this. I said this years ago. You niggas are in the way. You know, everybody said, Big J, you're jealous. Big J, you're mad because they rejected you. I know y'all love to say that. No, niggas, the problem is y'all are getting in the way. SBE is getting in the way of the truth. SBE is getting in the way of actually addressing the real problem of why you feeling this way. See, there is no magic bullet. There is no love potion. There is no fountain of youth that will get this, that will get you to that level. See, the thing with y'all is y'all want to play. Y'all want to play oppression Olympics with the black woman. How does that look like in the grand scheme of things? Have y'all really fully thought this out? How does this look like in the grand scheme of things? Seriously. Y'all 40 years old. And you're still talking about dating? And, you know, I saw one guy made a video. I ain't gonna say his name because you know making want to talk about single mothers, and I'm sitting there like, Negro, how can you complain about mothers destroying the black community, or should I say, let me use the term, the community? Come to find out that you are a single father. Now I'm not talking about one particular individual. There's about 4 or 5 of you Negroes on here who complain about seeing single mothers, yet come to find out you didn't marry the woman that you knocked up. Yet y'all come online talking about, oh, I co-parent. Well, if your co-parent is so good and y'all still having relations, you're still having quote unquote relations with said woman, then by that logic, you should get on your knee and put a ring on it. See, the world's not going to look to you as leaders. Let's say for all shits and giggles that this world is blown up, that American society crumbles. Do you think they're going to see you as uh the next the next man to take up the reins of leadership? Now I want no. Let's ask this question: if society crumbles tomorrow, are they going to look at you as the person that will take the reins of leadership? You as a black man. Now, if we can go by according to black social media and according to black YouTube, the answer is no. You don't deserve leadership. You don't deserve to have your brain picked on, because all you do is shame, blame, and explain. Shaming, blaming, and explaining is all they know of you. You're not well rounded. You're not a well rounded individual. Do you know about science? Do you know about politics? And when I say politics, when I said politics, I'm talking about actually knowing about politics, knowing laws and procedures and institutions. Not the whole, well, I put on the cap said MAGA or Make America Great Again. I'm talking about actual politics, geopolitical affairs. Are you know? Are they gonna know you about that? Or they gonna come to you and say, hey, do do you know anything about farming, agriculture? Do you know how to make your own clothes? Do you know how to do this? Do you know how to do that? Because y'all want to shame. Y'all think that shame, blame, and explain, and yes, complain, Y'all think that the foundation should be built upon? Hmm? You think that's the the foundation that we should, that black men, quote unquote, should put our floor in our found, build our floors, attach our floors to that foundation to build a house upon it. SBE is nothing more than a cry for help. And SBE is only there because you don't want to feel forgotten. You see, you feel forgotten because you didn't live the life that Hollywood produced. You didn't live the life that rap music, hip hop produce. You didn't live the life that Ebony, Jet, Essence, Source, whatever black or non-black magazines and publications tell you about what is, black malehood. But because though y'all was competing against an image, y'all fall short to that image. But let me help you out. Let me help y'all out because y'all want to talk about Kerry Washington and how black women want to be with or secretly want, or secretly part of the that black women are part of the fucking what's it called, the arm of white supremacy, and how black women are the stupid argument that black women are the or but that like they're part of white supremacy, while you get online. You know what? Let me rewind that back for a minute. Let me rewind this back because the irony of that, here is the irony, right? There used to be a white woman named Sarah. Sarah used to hang around with a nigga who Mike V just mentioned. There's a little white woman named Sarah. You Negroes supported Sarah because she was attached to the child touch over there, right? Then came Just Pearly Things. For the last 2-3 years. And then there was that Puerto Rican chick, Jeannie on the block, or Jeannie from the block on the block. I forgot her name. There was her around here in this space. You Negroes supported these 3 women. Oh yeah, and let me also add Real Film Sapien. I forgot about her. So there's 4 non-black women in this space that you Negroes support, and then y'all want to tell us about say that black women are foot soldiers of white supremacy. But then these 4 non-black women do anti-black things and make anti-black statements. Make that make sense. While you're over here on YouTube talking about, man, the black women or black woman, the black men, women's, and the black women's are the armchair, are the foot soldiers of white supremacy. And yet you got four non-black women making videos talking about your black ass, denigrating the black community. And come to find out, and on top of that, since on that irony, y'all wanted to complain about the gynocracy. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. I'll wait. I want you Negroes tell me how does that make sense? How can black women be the foot soldiers of white supremacy, but then you got Pearl, Sarah from Scotland that used to hang around with the Chatacha, Tito. Yeah, I might as well just say his name. Fuck it. Yet y'all place these real films say Sapien, Jenny on the block, or Jen on the block. I think her name is Jen on the block. They trash the black community all the time, and y'all put these women on pedestals. But then y'all got the nerve to make video after video and live stream after video. Y'all go on Anton Daniels' channel. Y'all go on fucking ass, you go on Anton, you go to Tommy, Mr. Fantastic, DJ Hamps. You go on DJ Witch Doctor's channel. You go on Sharon's channel, Sharon's punk ass channel. You go on Busybody Bomb Cherry's busybody ass channel. And then y'all make these stupid ass idiotic arguments that make completely no fucking sense. And I'm sitting here like, wow. And then I said one night, I said, what if we go to war with Iran and somehow Iran got an isotope and used the isotope on American city? I wonder would that end some of y'all's belly aching and complaining. I will imagine, would that actually solve your fucking problem? But let me say this: if New York, Atlanta, Miami, or Philly go down, I wonder, are y'all going to shame, blame, and explain when you see cities in America or in this part of the world being destroyed? I'm trying to use my words carefully. I wonder if y'all going to SBE about what the black woman won't do, what like she won't say, what she won't. I wonder if y'all will worry about that as you worry about as people are digging each other out of the rubble, as rescue workers, and is taking their time trying to sort out the rubble to free somebody who's trapped up in somebody's basement or bunker. I wonder if y'all still going to talk about why she won't let you lead and why she won't submit, while there's a black woman uh uh probably trapped in a uh uh under concrete. See, I can't, I said this on the phone. I was talking to somebody on the phone, and I forgot who I said it to. Because there's about 5 people I talked to on YouTube, right? There's about 5 people I actually talked to on YouTube, and I said, you know what? Let it happen. That's been my argument. Let it happen, because that would shut you niggas up. And just because, and let me sit there and say this, I know I'm going hard on the men. Understand, you women are full of shit too. The women that's on Bomb Cherry's channel, y'all's full of shit too. The women that go on these old niggas channels, I ain't gonna say their names, saying that black men ain't shit. Those women that go on DJ Widge Doc's channel, chat room, like, what? I ain't gonna say no names. Fuck it, I'll say it. Reese. I'll say names. Fuck it. Yes, BIGJ versus Black YouTube. I'm on it. It would shut your asses up too. Y'all with me going on no Cynthia G, I wonder if Cynthia G will come online and say, well, black men ain't shit. Black men are dusties, while there's some black firefighter, black police officer, some black National Guard, black member of the black man who's a member of the Coast Guard helping somebody out of rubble. I wonder if Chris and Karazan is going to talk about how is I wonder if she's going to sit there and say, well, black men ain't shit, while she see a black army official, a black man in a military jet, in an F-16, an F-15, in an F-18 flying over the skies of America, protecting the city where she's at. Yeah, I'm for it. I said let it happen, because that's what you deserve. The premise is like this. I'm gonna base my premise off of that movie Saw. Now, Jigsaw, the point of Jigsaw was, okay, let me put you through danger. Let's see your limits. How much do you love yourself? I think when people watch that movie Saw, and I'm not really a fan of the Saw movies. I did like the first one. I like the first one, and then I also like Scar, the one with Samuel Jackson and Chris Rock, the sequel, Spiral. I think it's called Spiral. I like that one too. The message behind the murderer, the killer, the villain, the antagonist, the lesson he was trying to tell y'all is that there's more than life than what the bullshit you niggas are on. So how much your life is worth it? That's what Jigsaw was trying to convey in those. How many movies has Saw got? 7 movies now? 6, 7 movies I got? So don't act like you want black women to see leadership in you when you don't convey intellect, when you don't exude intellect, when you don't ooze out confidence, when you're not articulate. If you're not articulate, not showing some humanity, not showing some talent, if you ain't showing any of that, why should she look for you for leadership? Do you understand that? I guess though y'all don't understand that. Do you? Let me say this. Let me say this about hate. I know who I hate. And my hate, see, I'm gonna be honest about it. Everybody said, you shouldn't hate nobody. No, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, there's some niggas on here who I hate. I wish that sperm and egg never met and created them. Okay, I wish that sperm and egg never create some of these dumbass Negroes. Because the thing is, all you niggas do is get in the way. You really are in the way. See, some of these problems that we have could have been solved 10 years ago if you would just drop the bullshit. Half of these problems would have been solved. But y'all don't want to solve those problems because either one that you're such a loser in life that any what's it called? What's the word? A lot of y'all are losers in life that any sign of peace means less money for you. That's where the Antons of the world. That's when the Antons and the Tommies of the world. But some of you followers, y'all need because you deem yourself not to be as attractive or deem yourself to be a loser in life. You use this internet to find comfort with others in your misery. Y'all needed confirmation bias. Well, you know, man, I'm a loser, so therefore, you know, man, I'm a loser, so I'm gonna find some people out who had the same loss as me. Yeah. You're looking for confirmation bias instead of, and then y'all got the nerve to talk about personal responsibility. Talk about, oh, single mothers. Single mothers need to be personal responsible. While you are not responsible, when you're not holding no personal responsibility. When you're not, when some of you Negroes who come on the YouTube, you're not, you know, y'all try to bypass that y'all's criminal records. Because some of you, about 4 or 5 of you Negroes who touch a child, who took the box from a woman who did not consent, who went after a crippled woman. Yes. There's one of you niggas who took the box from a crippled woman. Y'all don't want to accept accountability on your own account. But yeah, y'all want to make the black single mother. She got to help. We got to hold her responsible. No, how about you hold yourself? Who are you to talk when you went to prison for touching on a 12-year-old white girl, and you mad telling about black women? When you went ahead, nigga, and forced yourself upon a crippled woman because you couldn't get pussy from an average healthy woman. They're about 15, 5. No. I know there at least 7 of you niggas who took the box in this space, who took somebody's box, and then y'all sit there and have these conversations about, well, what is the age of consent? Try to have a logical debate, quote unquote, logical, and I'm using the term in quotations now, debates about age of consent. Let me help you Negroes out about the age of consent. Let me help you out. The age of consent laws are not there for a 50-year-old nigga to chase after a 13-year-old girl. Age of consent is if an 18-year-old guy got with a 16-year-old girl. And that's the protection of him and her, because guess what? In some areas of this country and in the global South, and in farming communities, that's how families get, you know, the father is for him and her to hasten family creation in order for them to get married. That's what age of consent laws is there for the 18-year-old guy to get with a 17-year-old girl and so forth. Yet though, it's kind of sick when you got somebody over the age of 25 trying to talk about, why can't I get with somebody who's 13? And yet you want the world to treat you on the same. You want the world to treat you, put you on the table of nations? You got this guy Fatty. Fatty's the main one talking about age of consent. knowing that we in America, most of us, is say 18 and up. Yeah, here's y'all supporting a guy who makes statements about, well, you know, I want the age to be lowered to 15. Who does that? You want the world to respect y'all when y'all talking about lowering the age of consent? Having these 6-hour, 8-hour, 12-hour live streams debating about age of consent and why it should be lowered. Those laws is not for some 50-year-old nigga. The laws are there for 18-year-old boys to marry 16-year-old girls. That's why the age is lower in those countries that where y'all go to, where y'all try to get y'all passports to. It's encourage family creation between young people within a 3-year gap, a 5-year gap at least. See, y'all don't think at all. All right. You know, like I said, I'm for it. Let's have let's have this World War III. Okay. I bet that'll shut some of y'all asses up. Well, I'll shut 75% of y'all asses up. But the thing is, you niggas are sickening. And when I said niggas, I want you to understand, I'm talking about the women too. Okay? I want to say this again. I'm talking about the women too. Okay? Because y'all want a gender war and gender bang, all that, and food prices going up. And I'm going to say something too. Right? Now, there is a war going on. Gas prices going up. Let me tell you something about what's going up. Food is going up. You know why? You know why food is going up? Food been going up for at least 5-6 years now. You know why food is really going up? Because of drought. Food is also going up because there's no water in Texas and California. Yes, rivers are drying up, creeks are drying up, and so forth. No more water for irrigation. So therefore, let me help you out. There's going to be a famine. So I wonder if y'all going to SBE, shame, blame, and explain when you can't eat. See, but anyway, let me get out of here. Yeah, let me get out of here because I know I'm gonna get some hate videos and people try to track my attention. No, y'all need to grow up now. Y'all 40 now. You're 35 plus. You need to grow the fuck up because let me tell you something. That little gender war shit is for the birds. And do not expect leadership from anyone when all you have is nothing substantive to talk about or to be on. So anyway, I said enough. Let me get out of here. Yeah. Let me get out of here, y'all. I don't give a damn, you know. Yet y'all really on some craziness. So right here. Yeah, go ahead and cash at me. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and say yeah, I'm broke. Yo, cash at me, niggas. I'm out.
I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.